If your cat ignores you, steals your spot, and wakes you up at 3 a.m., congratulations. Those are actually signs of a deeply content cat. Most owners misread these behaviors as problems. Today, we decode 13 things your indoor cat does that secretly mean I am happy, I am safe, and you are my person. Sign 1, the scent map. Let's start with something you can't see, but your cat definitely can. A truly happy indoor cat doesn't just live in your house. They claim it. You've seen them do it, rubbing their cheeks on the corner of the wall, the edge of the sofa, or your shins when you walk in the door. Now, a lot of people think, oh, they're just scratching an itch, but that's not it. They are depositing scent markers from glands in their face. This is a chemical signal, a pheromone cocktail that carries a very specific message. I feel safe here. This belongs to me. This human is my family. Here's the nuance that separates a stressed cat from a happy one. A stressed cat will either stop marking entirely because they are too afraid to leave a trace, or they will overmark obsessively, sometimes with urine. A happy cat creates a balanced, invisible map. They mix their scent with yours. If you find them rubbing against the chair you sit in or the spot where you drop your keys, that's them mingling their identity with yours. They are relaxing into ownership. Sign 2, the slow wake up. Now, how does your cat wake up? This is a huge indicator of their mental state. In the wild, a vulnerable animal snaps awake. They go from 0 to 100 instantly because danger could be right there. But a happy indoor cat, they have a wake-up routine that is slow, luxurious, and frankly, enviable. We're talking about a process that takes 3 to 5 minutes. It starts with a tiny eyelid flutter. You might see their tail twitching, a sign they are in deep REM sleep, dreaming about catching imaginary bugs. Then comes the ceremony of the stretch. This isn't just physical, it's chemical. When your cat does that full body arch, extending the front paws and spreading the toe beans wide, their brain is releasing a flood of feel-good chemicals. If your cat feels safe enough to be that vulnerable and take that much time to boot up their system, you're doing everything right. But waking up is just the start of the day. The real test of happiness happens when you start moving around the house. Sign 3, your schedule. Your cat knows your schedule better than you do. They are masters of pattern recognition. They track the sun, the sound of the neighbor's car, and the specific clatter of your coffee maker. Unhappy or anxious cats find these noises startling, but a happy cat uses them to build rituals around you. This is the difference. A bored cat just exists while you do your thing. A happy cat participates. They might sit near the door 5 minutes before you actually leave, not panicking, just observing. Or maybe they have a specific spot they run to when they hear the treat jar. This is called anticipatory joy. They aren't just reacting to life, they are predicting it with confidence. If your cat has synchronized their little routine with yours, it means they view you as a reliable partner, not an unpredictable giant. Sign 4. The whiskers. Now let's look at their face again. Specifically the whiskers. We tend to ignore them, but whiskers are emotional antennas. They are deeply embedded in the nervous system. In a happy, relaxed cat, the whiskers rest at a neutral angle. They aren't pinned back against the cheeks, which signals fear. And they aren't pushed excessively forward, which can signal aggression or intense hunting mode. Throughout the day, watch for these tiny rhythmic movements. It's like a radar sweep. A content cat will have soft whiskers. If you're sitting on the couch and your cat is next to you, look at those whiskers. Are they droopy and relaxed? That mirrors your emotional state. This is a phenomenon called emotional contagion. Happy cats pick up on your vibe. When you relax, they relax. If their whiskers are calm, it means they aren't picking up any static in the environment. Speaking of the environment, you might think a happy cat is always calm, but sometimes happiness looks a little bit crazy. 4 signs in, and I already know what most of you are thinking. My cat does all of these. But here is the thing. Every single owner thinks that. So prove it. Describe your cat in exactly 3 words in the comments. No name, no breed, just 3 words. Then read everyone else's and guess what sign their cat does most. Let's see who gets it right. Sign 5, the phantom hunt. Have you ever seen your cat suddenly freeze, stare at a blank wall, do a little butt wiggle, and then pounce on absolutely nothing? We usually laugh and call it the zoomies or say they're chasing ghosts. But this phantom hunting is a massive sign of psychological well-being. Here is why. A cat that feels threatened or insecure focuses only on real danger. They don't have the mental bandwidth to play pretend. Phantom hunting is a form of play behavior that only emerges when a cat feels 100% safe. Their brain says, the perimeter is secure, I am fed, I am loved, let's practice being a tiger. If your cat is hunting dust motes or wrestling with invisible enemies at dawn and dusk, don't worry, they aren't seeing things, they are celebrating their safety. Sign 6, the heat seeker. Let's talk about comfort. Your cat is a heat-seeking missile, but a happy cat takes this to a scientific level. We call this microclimate mastery. A confident cat knows exactly where the sun hits the rug at 10 a.m. and where the cool tiles are at 2 p.m. They rotate through these spots deliberately. Anxious cats tend to hide. They find one safe bunker, usually under a bed or high up on a shelf, and they stay there regardless of the temperature. They prioritize safety over comfort. But a happy cat, they prioritize luxury. They will sprawl out in the center of the room in a sunbeam, completely exposed because they know the temperature is perfect and they trust that nothing is going to step on them. If your cat moves around the house like they are at a spa resort, testing different saunas and cooling pools, that is a cat living their best life. But comfort isn't just about where they sleep. It's about who they sleep near. And the way they look at you right before they doze off, that's the real secret language. Sign 7, the slow blink. You've probably heard of the slow blink. It's famous for a reason, but let's dig into what's actually happening biologically. When your cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes, pauses, and opens them again, they aren't just being cute. In the animal kingdom, closing your eyes is dangerous. It breaks your visual lock on potential threats. By slow blinking, your cat is saying, I trust you enough to turn off my vision system. But here's the cool part. It works both ways. When you slow blink back, studies suggest it can actually trigger a release of oxytocin, the love hormone, in both you and the cat. Happy cats often sync these blinks to your breathing. It's a quiet, emotional handshake. If your cat does this from across the room, they are checking in. They're saying, we are good, I am safe, you are safe. Sign 8, the tail signal. Now, look at the other end of the cat, the tail. Most people know that a puffy tail means fear and a wagging tail usually means annoyance. But a happy tail is much more subtle. Look for the question mark. When your cat walks toward you and their tail is held high with a little hook or curve at the very tip, that is the feline equivalent of a wave and a smile. It signals a desire to interact. But there is an even softer sign. When your cat is lying down, watch the tip of the tail. If you talk to them and they don't open their eyes, but the very tip of their tail gives a little flick, that is them listening. A stressed cat is hypervigilant. They would turn their whole head. A happy, lazy cat just flicks the tail. It's their way of saying, I hear you, I love you, but I am too comfortable to move right now. So, we have the eyes and the tail. But remember I told you earlier about the behavior that most owners find annoying? This next one involves gifts, but not the kind you put on a registry. Sign 9, the gift bringer. In the wild, cats bring food back to the colony to teach kittens or feed the group. In your house, this instinct gets redirected. Yes, sometimes it's a toy mouse dropped in your shoe, but often the gifts are stranger. Does your cat ever drag a sock into the living room and howl? Or maybe they obsessively groom your hair while you're trying to sleep. These are caretaking behaviors. A happy cat doesn't just take, they give back. When they groom you, even if their tongue feels like sandpaper and it's 3 a.m., they are mixing their scent with yours. They are maintaining the group scent. And here's the one people miss: pre-warming. If you get up from your chair and come back to find your cat in it, they aren't just stealing your spot. Well, partly they are. But in a happy cat colony, sharing heat sources is a bonding activity. They are engaging in a shared resource ritual. They are effectively saying, this is a good spot. I will keep it warm for us. Sign 10, the purr. Let's talk about the soundtrack of a happy cat. The purr. We know cats purr when they are content, but they also purr when they are in pain or stressed to self-soothe. So how do you tell the difference? A happy purr has layers. It's not flat or desperate. It is a rich, steady vibration that cycles with their breathing. It sounds almost melodic. Happy cats often modulate the volume. They might purr loudly when you first start petting them, and then drop to a low, barely there rumble as they drift off to sleep. This variation shows emotional regulation. And get this, your cat likely has a specific chirp or purr frequency just for you. If they make a little purr sound when you walk into the room, that is a greeting specifically reserved for family. Now, purring is gentle, but sometimes love hurts, or at least it looks like it's going to. Quick question. Your cat sits in your chair the second you stand up, not to steal it, to keep it warm for you. That is what the science says. But here is what I want to know. What is the one spot in your house your cat guards most obsessively? The chair, the pillow, the exact corner of the sofa? Drop it in the comments. Then find someone whose cat guards the exact same spot as yours and ask them one thing. Does your cat ever actually let you have it back? Or is it gone forever? Sign 11, the soft bite. This is a big one. You're playing with your cat and they grab your hand, they wrap their paws around your wrist, maybe even bunny kick a little, and they put their teeth on your skin, but they don't bite down. This is called bite inhibition. It is a massive sign of trust and respect. Your cat is a predator. They have jaws designed to crush bone. When they engage in rough play with you, but consciously choose to use 40% less force, they are demonstrating incredible self-control. They are exercising their instincts while respecting your fragility. A cat that feels disconnected from you or unsafe might scratch or bite for real because they feel the need to defend themselves. A happy cat knows it's a game. They value the relationship more than the kill. Sign 12, the belly up. We talked about waking up, but let's look at the sleeping position itself. The loaf position, paws tucked under, is standard. It preserves heat and allows for a quick getaway. But if you walk into the room and see your cat sprawled out on their back, belly fully exposed, legs pointing in 4 different directions, stop and appreciate that moment. The belly is the most vulnerable part of a cat. It's where all the vital organs are. In nature, exposing the belly is a death sentence. If your indoor cat sleeps like a twisted pretzel or belly up in the middle of the floor, they are telling you that they have zero fear of attack. They trust you implicitly not to hurt them. That is the ultimate compliment to your home environment. They sleep soundly because they know they are safe. But who keeps them safe? Well, actually, they think they are keeping you safe. Sign 13, the night patrol. You're asleep, the house is dark, but you hear the faint patter of paws. Your cat isn't just wandering aimlessly if you watch closely. Happy cats often do a specific circuit. They check the window. They sniff the gap under the front door. They walk by your bed, maybe give you a quick sniff, and then move on. This isn't anxiety. This is territory maintenance. A happy, confident cat feels a sense of responsibility for their home. They are checking the perimeter. They are ensuring the colony, that's you, is secure. This behavior only happens when a cat feels like the owner of the territory. A scared cat hides at night. A happy cat patrols. They are taking care of the home while you recharge. So your cat has mapped your home with their scent, patrols it at night, and slow blinks at you from across the room. They have handed you their complete trust. But here is the thing nobody tells you, that trust is not unconditional. There are 10 specific things that owners do every single day that silently chip away at it. Things that feel completely normal, even loving in the moment. The question is, are you doing any of them right now?